Hello, world. This is Kanan, November 9, Foxtrot Zulu, and I had a few people ask for a video for getting Hunterlog set up and getting their park hunts imported correctly. So I just wanted to put together a quick video on how to get that done. Enjoy. Okay, let's get started. To download Hunterlog, I will just go to Google, type in Hunterlog, and the first place I want to go to is the GitHub repository for the project. This is the home page for everything for Hunterlog. Uh, if you scroll, you can see the files here for all the source code. You can ignore that. Down below is the README area, and there's a few download buttons here where you can download it and just download it. But I also wanted to show you this. On all GitHub pages, the releases will be over here. It's also, the latest version is 0.0.8, but there's other things in here. If we click more, you see there's a few development releases. These aren't fully released to 0.0.9, but you can download them as well. There's got some new features in there, specifically support for WWFF. But anyway, we will go to the file that we just downloaded, and that will show you how to install it. I'm just going to drag the zip file to my desktop, and then I will extract it into a folder. And the folder's right there, and it's basically done. That's the install right there. We'll look in, when you extract it into a folder or wherever, there will be 3 files. You can ignore all of them except the one that has the little black icon that says Hunterlog. We'll run that. Okay, just popping in here. When you run Hunterlog for the first time, especially on a computer that hasn't downloaded it before, you'll probably get a screen from Windows saying, oh, this is an error, this is a virus or something. The screen defender does not like the application, but you need to just hit show more and then run anyway, and it should launch. I promise there's no viruses. Before we look at the program, I want to show you the files. It just created a couple of files that are important. The first one, the most important one, is this spots.db file. This will hold all of your configuration data, all of your QSOs. There's a backup ADA file that gets created when you hunt and log. There's also a log for the program, and sometimes I have to get people to send me their log file so I can see what's going on. All right, now we can look at the program. There might also be a couple other folders in here as as you use the program, it'll start making more files. But this is the application itself, and you can see this is completely fresh install. I haven't done anything to it. The version number is down here in the bottom left corner, and you can see it's 0.0.8. There's also a database version, but you can ignore that for most parts. Configuring is pretty simple right now. It's clearly not configured because this is the wrong call sign. So I can click the configuration button, and you can see here a lot of stuff that needs to be put in. First things first, we'll put in our call sign. I'll put in my grid square because this will be used when you log. I don't run legal limit, so let's just put in 100. You got some other settings. You can, if you want metric, or if you want dark mode, this is probably, it will show the time here, these things here. This you might want to disable. It'll disable all the highlighting of parks you haven't hunted. We're going to skip the cat control settings, and we're going to skip the logger settings for now, but they're very important. We'll come back to them later. Here I like to put in Middle Georgia, so it'll say if I spot and log on POTA, it will say you're 599, and it'll say you're from Middle Georgia, so they know where it's coming from. I'll hit save, and you'll notice well, it didn't this didn't change. But there's a trick. You can either close the app and restart it. There's also this button. This is a refresh button. We can refreshes the spots, but now it's got my call sign incorrectly. It also has this is the POTA avatar. You can get that from uploading it to POTA, I think. But anyway, it pulls that in, and the configuration here is saved. You also probably notice all these purple-looking rows and all these parks these are the spots that are out there, the current POTA spots out there. These here are the soda spots. None of these, currently Hunterlog does not think that we have hunted any of these parks. We're going to go through and load in all my park hunts for POTA, and this will all change. Okay, before we get started loading in my park hunts, I want to show you on the GitHub page, in these files here, there's a documentation folder, and if you prefer like a written guide, there is a guide here. The user's guide is kind of a general overview, but when you are importing your park stats, this stats.md file, come and look at this. It's going to kind of go through at least this first section that we're about to do. Alright, so we're here. There's no parks hunted in here. Still thinks I'm completely new. Don't have any park hunts. We are going to fix that. We will go to POTA.app, and I will go to my stats, and I will find there's activated parks. You know, here there are two export CSV parks. We want to export the hunted parks. And it will open up, it will download this Hunter Parks CSV. I must have another copy. Why is the name like that? And I will move this here just for, it doesn't have to be there, but that's where I'm going to move it. And then I will come into the stats menu, and I will click this part stats. It will ask me to find that file, which is here, and I will hit open, and then I will wait for a long time. This might take, I have about 3,000 some odd hunted parks. This is going to go through and download all the park data for all those parks, and it's going to load it into the spots.db file. In fact, we can probably see it increasing in size as it downloads. This could take quite a long while, so I will stop the video here and come back when it's done. Okay, it looks like it finished importing in all our park hunts. It's supposed to bring this up, the little checkbox thing saying it's done. If it's still running, don't worry. If there's still a spinny circle, even if you leave it running for a long time, you can always close the application and launch it back and redo the process, and it should pick up right where it left off. It shouldn't go back and redo all of it. You'll eventually get everything loaded in here. So let me close this out and let me refresh all of this. Okay, and you can see that it's loaded up a bunch of parks here. This is a park that I've hunted. You can see that, when you click on the park, it'll load up the stuff here. I have 9 QSOs with operators at this park. Don't currently have the operators loaded in. I know I've hunted these people many times. There's actually a lot of parks out being activated I don't have. Let me look at the spots.db. It went from almost up by a megabyte, so we know it's loaded up. So now that is pretty much done. As you hunt, it should be a one-time thing where you do that when you first start, and as you start using this, it will track it by clicking these spot and log buttons. As you use it, more of these will be hunted. There is Currently, I don't have a way of loading in that same information for your hunted soda parks, but that is something that I want to add. It will track hunting the summits the same way when you use this here, but it will not log. It won't count as a chaser log. You have to still go to the Soda Watch site and log it there. But that is it for loading in the parks, and it only took about 8 minutes on this computer. This is a decent computer. It's old, but it's pretty decent computer. Got a decent processing power. But anyway, that's it for now. We'll come back and probably do the cat configuration in a separate video.